everybody. This is Neil McRae from the Domino organization. We're doing a little bit of unboxing today. Of my love of small handheld games. Hello. Well, a new one arrived, X1 from Onexplayer. This is the second X1 that I've had. I've got the Intel one, which I have to say is almost as good as I would like it to be. It's a little bit slower than I need. So I'm a Fortnite player, bit of Halo, bit of adventure games, RPGs, but where I get stressed out is Halo. Not Halo, Fortnite. I travel around a lot, so it's a handy thing to have in my backpack. And in fact, I've even managed to play Fortnite through airplane Wi-Fi. So the whole handheld PC market's just gone nuts. We've had obviously Steam Deck really kind of put it on the map, and the Steam Deck's a great platform, both the LCD and OLED. If you want to play games that work on that platform from Steam, it's probably the best choice. It's certainly the best value for money. Then you've got the Asus ROG and the new Asus ROG X. Again, a great platform. I've got the older one, the Z1 Extreme. Fantastic platform, works really well. Some limitations with memory and ports that just kind of held it back. I think the new model, I haven't played it or seen one yet up close, but I think the new model will make a big difference. Then you're into the Claw from MSI. The Claw from MSI is a cousin of the Onexplayer X1, and they're very similar in architecture, use the same chipset, use the same drivers, and actually that platform is as good as the old Asus ROG Z1 Extreme. I've got both, and in both Intel and MSI have done a great job in updating drivers and making that platform much more playable. Would it be the one I would pick given the choices available? Probably not. But it is, I have to say it's well made and it's well built, and the screen's beautiful. I think the challenge with it is it's always going to feel like you're catching up, even though in some places they've overtaken AMD. Now, the other honourable mention is the Onexplayer, One X Fly. I have two of them. It is one of the best handhelds ever. One slight issue I have with it is the trigger button is it's a bit of a stretch, but you get used to it. It's AMD 7000 based GPU, Ryzen 7. It is fantastic. Performance wise, it's brilliant. Build quality is fantastic. Shared memory, so go for the biggest one you can get. I suspect One X are going to refresh it with the Ryzen 8 series this year. So you might want to hold off or try and pick one up second hand. But it's been my go-to platform until the X1 came along. And the reason I like the X1 is because of this 3-in-1. It can be it can be a tablet, it can be a laptop, or it can be a gaming console. And I'll try and show some of how that works in this unboxing. So actually, I should have had my Intel one here, but it's somewhere in the house. So the box just arrived. And I ordered this off One X's, just make sure nothing else. And I ordered this off One X's website, actually only a week ago. So it's arrived pretty quickly. I was on the IGG, but then the wind blew that they were going to ship direct orders first, so I cancelled that and ordered. I do have an order, the One X Mini. And check out OKS Gamer on YouTube, who's just done a review of that platform today. Great YouTuber, does really great reviews, always listens to his audience and tries to engage with them. He's just done a review today, it's on YouTube. Check it out. So let's get back to business. So in the box there was three things. Hopefully you can see these. There was this, which is I think the controllers in here. and it comes in a nice case. And then in this, there's two things, I think. One is the keyboard, boom. And if I had to say there was a weakness in the One X, it would be the keyboard. And actually, I was expecting also in here to have a screen protector, but it's not here. So anyway, I'm not going to sweat over that because it's got a built-in screen protector. That's actually more than adequate. I just like to have a spare one. So let's open the main event. So this is the box it comes in. Onexplayer. Just there you go. I do like their boxes. So Onexplayer AMD 32 gig, 2 terabits of disk. Let's crack into it. I always I do love the boxes that this stuff comes in, but holy moly, it's a lot of stuff to kind of keep and throw away. Let's chuck that over here. And let's get the lid open. Oops. This is on a James Bond pinball machine, you're not mistaken. So here we go. They always put this ribbon in, not quite sure what it's for, but here is the One X, the AMD One X. So actually, this is good to know because I was a bit nervous that wasn't also in the bag. You get this really, I think they say they throw it in, but for me it's a crucial part of the platform. It's a stand that kind of bends out. You can kind of see it. It kind of looks like a surface. And yeah, it's it's really important. So I'm going to pop this off so I can get the cellophane off. There's something kind of bizarrely obscene about opening up new hardware. I'm actually going to do this, just open it at one end and take it out. One of the things you notice about this device right away is how silky smooth the screen is. I'll just put some horrible fingerprints on it, which I will fix. But this is it. This is the Onexplayer. It's literally an inch of gaming beauty. We've got two USB-C 4/Thunderbolt 4 ports. We've got Oculink in headphones, volume up and down. Oculink's like a PCI bus. I have to say I'm not super impressed by it. I've had lots of challenges with it. These high-speed buses tend to be very problematic. I work in networking, and when we're dealing with high-speed buses, there's always some challenges. You've got USB 3.1 port, and then on the side you've got these two ports that I'm going to pull these off because I'll never end up using them really. You got these two things which are in effect the kind of side part to where the controllers clamp on, and then on the bottom you've got the keyboard, where the keyboard clips on. So one first thing I'm going to do is put this kind of stand back on. Got that the wrong way around. That's it. And you can see it's also got the AMD Ryzen 7 logo on it. And I'll put this. So what else is in the box? Let's just finish that off. There's a charger. I'm going to be honest with you. The chargers that come with these gadgets, doesn't matter which vendor, they're never great. I recommend buying a Anker or Ugreen 100-watt device, 737 if you're in America. I've got one of them. It's a great device. So in here you've got your USB-C cable for charging, and you've got the USB-C. Actually, this looks a bit bigger than the old one. I can't remember what my old one looked like, or even if I took out the box. But it's a 100-watt GAN charger, but you know it's okay. But it's not it's not going to compete with your Anchors or your U-Greens, and I really recommend getting one of those. And the great thing about that is you can use it with any device. It's not strictly just just for one device. You can use it with your mobile, your iPad, charging batteries, etc. But I'd definitely recommend that. There's nothing else in this box. That's it. So I'm going to pop this back in here. I'm going to leave those two rubber parts on, and we'll get to the keyboard. So if I just prop this up, the keyboard literally just clips like that, and you've got the kind of model for this basically. It's a bit dark on that camera, I'm afraid. Let's see if I can lighten it up a little bit. He says, I should be able to actually plug this in. Let me see. There we go. That might help a little bit. Might create more shadows, who knows. So yeah, so you've got the One X. This is in kind of laptop mode. I had a heart attack there. I thought I put a scratch in the screen. It's like when you first get a new gadget, it's like, is it perfect? Okay, last thing to open is the don't bite with your teeth at home, is the nice carry case with the controllers in it, which I actually didn't think we were getting. I think we're just getting the controllers without the carry case, which is how we got the X1. They sent the carry case out afterwards with the other. There was like a tablet, a pen, and what was the other thing that was late? Oh, the mid piece for the controllers, which I suspect is not on here either. So in here, yeah, I didn't order the mid piece because I'll be honest here, I don't really use these controllers, and I'll explain why. So, here you've got left and right controller. You've also got this, swappable kind of T-bar for the kind of the joysticky part of it. There's an instruction set in there. The case is quite nice, actually quite useful. And then these, so let me just try and cover these in a bit of zoom up. So this is on one side. Actually, this side is really good. The kind of the left hand side, it fits your hand really well. It's very similar to the One X Fly if you've used one of them. It's got a little button in the back. Feels really comfortable in your hand. This one, the right one, unfortunately, not so good. You kind of, so you're there and you kind of got to bend your thumb, and right at that point, you're in trouble, especially if you need to do that. So you end up holding this slightly funny. It's not great. I really would love Onexplayer to maybe come out with a premium version. I wouldn't mind paying more for this to be improved to be like the One X Flies. Not easy because of the design of this, but I think they could do it. So these are exactly the same as the ones on the Intel, but although Intel had mixed, the Intel version had mixed joysticks, these are all Hall effect controllers now. Actually, my Intel one had Hall effect controllers, but there was some that had the old school approach to that. So it's good news that they've moved that 100%. And these just literally, like Nintendo, although probably not quite as easy, they just kind of clip on like so. You just have to line it up, bang, there you go. And then you're into the kind of, third mode. We've seen tablet mode, we've seen PC, laptop mode, and here you have gaming mode. And you can, so typically when I'm using this like this, which isn't that often, I'll pull the keyboard off and I'll kind of play like this. Now, this is probably, I don't know, 500 grams more than you would want it to be, but it's very playable. I've held it like this in a very long airport queue, flying out of Las Vegas last year. Earlier this year, rather, I was flying it. You see this thing where you kind of it's just not where it needs to be. Other than that, the build quality is beautiful. The way it comes packaged up is awesome, and I'm really excited about getting the AMD version. So all that remains to be seen. I'm going to put this flat so you can see it on screen. I'm just going to boot it up. Oops, it's this button here. I should really know that, having had one. I don't know if this is charged or not. I suspect it's got some charge in it, but probably not a lot. It's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. This is where it's dead on arrival and I cry. Ah! It's still thinking about it. Yeah. Off. It's on. It is not turning on. Let's try it one more time. Off. I'm going to power it up and leave it, because sometimes it can just be because it's new. Let me see if I can get some power into it as well, actually. I got a battery here. Could be that it's just a bit low on juice. Now this little LED goes purple. I don't know if this battery will be powerful enough for it though. Let me try another one. Actually, let me put this into port 1 that's got. Grab the USB-C cable here. And by the way, this could be happening because I'm not plugging this in. Oh, here we go. Boom. Nice. The screen on this machine is just beautiful. Outside of an Apple screen, it's hard to find something better. Perhaps the Razer screens. Booting up. You can see all the fingerprints I've put on it. It does come with a screen protector built in. And I think if you're careful with this device, you'll never need another one. I've actually got a spare one that came with my Intel device. What I was going to say about Onexplayer, there's a great Discord. I encourage you to join it. Big shout out to McBeardy and all the guys that run it. They put a lot of effort in. It's a great community, not just for One X stuff, but kind of gaming, handheld gaming, and as a whole. But do a lot of great special offers, and you get a lot of insight as to what's going on. And One X, they're tiny. They're not actually a very big company. So it's good that they've got a pretty good following. I'm a real believer. I actually came across them when I was in Japan. It was the Onexplayer. I think it was Onexplayer 2, or it might have been the 1 Mini had just come out in Japan. And there was big signs about the One X Fly, which is how I learned about the One X Fly. They were all over this Japanese tech store that I was in Tokyo. And I made a note of it, and when I got back, I kind of pinged on it and saw that the Onexplayer was on IGG, and I joined the IGG. So we got Windows doing its usual boot up slow mode. Well, you can see that, probably not too well. Trying to think what else have I got around that I could wave at. Not a lot. All my stuff's in another location right now. This is my pinball room. If you go to my YouTube, you'll see some videos of the pinball room. Okay, here we go. Windows boots up. English, United States. Click yes. So you got touch screen here. I'm actually in the United Kingdom, so I'm gonna Scroll miles to U. Put the US at top, but not UK. Actually, the keyboard is a US keyboard. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it on US. I do not want to add another keyboard. Connect to a network. There we go. Connected to Wi-Fi. I think this is. I seem to remember this being Wi-Fi 6. I think I've got a Wi-Fi 7 network here, so should get good speeds. Well, you can actually plug, if you're doing big downloads, it makes a massive difference if you plug in, pick up a USB-C Ethernet or a one of the little hubs that's got Ethernet on it, 1 gig. It's the speed that you can download on this device is amazing, basically. I downloaded Fortnite. I ran a kind of comparison. I downloaded Fortnite, one of the big patch updates, I think it was 40 gig on Wi-Fi. It took almost a day, but on cable it took, and using Ethernet, it kind of took less than an hour. I need to give this device a name. I think I'm going to call this device. What will I call it? I need some inspiration. I think I'm going to call it Bruce. Because right next to me is the Jaws pinball machine, and they called the robot of Jaws. They gave it the name Bruce because I don't know why they called it Bruce, but it used to break a lot, and they'd always be saying we're waiting on Bruce. Wasn't a great, wasn't modeling its kind of moment. But if you remember '74 when that movie came out, it was a long time ago. I don't know about you as a kid. Jaws scared the bejesus out of me after I saw it. I had nightmares about sharks walking down the hallway in my house. Right, unlock my Microsoft experience. I'm not going to do that if I can avoid it. Here we go. Let me just do this for a sec. There we go. So I just didn't want everyone knowing what my password was. Right. So Ezekiel is my Intel X1. I'm actually not going to restore at all. So Ezekiel's my X1, 9ball's my X1, 1X-Fly, MSI's my Claw, Roger is my ROG, Quicksilver is the other the other 1X-Fly, and Titan is my PC over there. I'm going to set this up as a new PC. As a new PC. You can do... This supports both video login. Can't remember what it's called. Me or something like that. That's all it's all set up. So when it sees my ugly mug, I have to set up a pin. Hopefully that wasn't too seeable. Yep, don't mind that. Find my device, yep. Required only, I think. Nope. 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 I'm gonna skip this. This is what the thing that's kind of annoying. Windows used to do like a base install, and then people would put crap on it. Now Microsoft comes with crap, and you have to uninstall it or turn it off, basically. Nope, I'm going to skip this. I'm an iPhone user, so I'm not going to back up my files. I won't have anything important on this laptop. Not now. I've already got Office 365, so I don't need to buy it. On the hard sell are Microsoft, right? Checking for updates. No doubt there'll be a big long list of stuff I need to update, which I probably won't bore you with. Just having a look at this case for the controller. Whilst we wait for that to finish, it comes with a little instruction pamphlet, which I think is predominantly in. There's some English, but it's predominantly in Chinese. Or is it? Am I lying? Hold on. Actually, it's in Chinese and English. And yeah, it's actually quite a good little instruction sheet. I didn't notice an instruction sheet with the actual computer though. Did I miss that out entirely, or was there not one there? Ah, here we go. I missed this entirely. The secret compartment of 1X. So it comes with this little booklet that's attached to the top. I'm the manual, and again, it's got all the kind of details of the USB 4, Thunderbolt 5 ports, etc. All the stuff that I went about through earlier, and it helps you through all the system settings to the point of this. Just get rid of that, and let's just do a quick download 3D Mark. Yes, continue. Yeah. Reject. Is it 3D Mark everyone uses or PC Mark? 3D Mark, right? Better download this. I haven't done this in a while. Software. Mark. Windows Editions, 3D Mark. I'm just going to download the demo. Oh, it's on Steam. Great. Probably means I need Steam installed. I don't think Steam is installed. How annoying. Just quickly install Steam. I have got a frustration with a wall that requires you to download something to download something. You know, Fortnite, you have to have Epic's installer. EA games, you need EA's installer. It's a bit rubbish if you ask me. And then you got to log into it and remember your password and all sorts of nonsense like that. Checked all. It's updating Steam. I've got to remember. Well, good news is you don't need to have a password. You can just scan with your phone. And boom, you're in. Extracting package. So one thing that this comes with is the Onexplayer kind of system manager. It allows you to change the display, it allows you to change the performance. Some 15 watt performance right now. I can whack that up to 30. I'm going to leave it at 15. You can adjust the fan, you can adjust the vibration if you're playing a game. The display, you can change the colors. You can install a performance overlay. Not doing most people well. You got this turbo, which is important. Gyroscope, you can kind of use it like a steering wheel, like a Mario Kart. Sound vibration, if it's an old game, you can use sound to generate vibration. And you got this trainer thing I don't really understand. You've then also got auto boot, which is this app turning on, enabling the gamepad keyboard, which actually I don't know what that does. I've never used that. I normally turn it off. Gamepad board size, I think must be related to that. You've got volume, you've got full screen. This does scaling as well if you need it. It's actually pretty good. It's had a few bugs, but they've kind of sorted them over time. So I can now tap here to scan and sign into Steam. I don't want to put that there because you'll get a lot of interference. What happened there? Right, here we go. It is logging in. And you've got the library. Actually, store. I'm going to search for 3D Mark. Just do a quick test. Host here. Search. I got mad. The search disappeared. Search the Steam store. That's what we wanted. Oh, here we go. 3D Mark. But I'm no expert at this sort of 3D Mark malarkey. Go watch OKS Gamer's review. I think he's got both models. I think he's got this, or he's either got the Intel version of this and the Mini. He's definitely got the Mini, but the Mini performs identical to this, is my understanding. Okay, we're downloading. Let's go to library, downloads. I'm trying to figure out if I could find out what Wi-Fi this is using. Let's have a go. Yeah, we're on Wi-Fi 6, WPA3, which is good. I'm on 5 gigahertz, so 300 meg a second. This room's very busy Wi-Fi wise, so I could probably get better if I turned a few things off. But right, so it's downloading. A couple of minutes. Other questions? Can you change the SSD on this? You can, but it's a real difficult thing to do. Don't recommend it. If you need a big SSD, just order the 4 terabits, a SEC version. It's also got a micro SD card slot. It's got two USBs, two USB-C 4s. It's got one 3.2. Onexplayer also sell the 1X GPU, which is a USB GPU with you can put storage into it. So I've got one of them. It's very cool. You can actually run it with Oculink as well. I found Oculink to be less reliable, but with my One X Fly and One X GPU on USB 4, I'm getting Fortnite rates of up to kind of 100 frames per second, which is fantastic, really, for a portable setup. So I travel a lot, so I'll take my One X GPU, I'll plug it into the hotel TV, I'll plug my One X Fly or my X1 into it, you know, and then take that away when I'm out and about, and then plug it back in when I come back to the hotel. Works really well, and it's, you know, it's a compromise, but it's one that works. And I typically take an Xbox pad. Excuse me. I typically take an Xbox pad, which just, you know, press a button, it links with this, and it plays, you know, incredibly well. I think it's hard to beat the Xbox pad. I used to be a PlayStation pad fan, but the last iteration from the Xbox Series X, especially the upgraded one, the Elite controller, it's kind of hard to beat that. You know, I've had an Elite controller for a while, and I've chucked it around, and it just takes so much punishment. Here we go, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Installing and verifying. I mean, this is one advantage if you've got a Steam Deck, where, you know, Steam's just built into it, and it works so incredibly well. I've got a Steam Deck. I predominantly use that for emulation, actually. Right, here we go. Let's play 3D Mark. I'm not putting any science into this, so it's, you know, the game's not really plugged in. It's not charging. In fact, I'm going to unplug the batteries just so that no one moans about it. But don't take this 3D Mark as kind of a running install script. So it's still installing. I'm just going to run this. This is the demo of 3D Mark. Honestly, I'm clueless about 3D Mark, so take it with a pinch of salt. Why am I doing this? Well, I am a gamer, and it's so hard when you see all these guys that are doing reviews of these handhelds, and, you know, it's hard to compare one to another. I have to say, though, I've been pretty impressed by the Onexplayer stuff. It's not to say other stuff isn't good, but you know, I had an issue with my One X Fly, and I got a fantastic set of support. The One X guys logging in to try and debug what the issue is. Turns out it was nothing to do with them. It was an actual driver bug that was causing the game to reboot. And in my, I work in networking, and typically when you see a reset, it's typically a hardware issue in our experience. You know, a motherboard that's not being manufactured to the right spec, or RAM or CPU. So I started seeing Fortnite just reboot mid-game, and I was like, you know, if it was a Fortnite issue, I'd expect Fortnite to crash, but I wouldn't expect the whole operating system to reboot. Anyway, it turns out it was a bug in the AMD driver. I reported this to Fortnite, but actually trying to get them to support a handheld setup. I mean, they're still talking about supporting, they don't support Windows 10 yet. I'm like, what? Right, here we go. I'm going to run the Steel Nomad benchmark, whatever that is. It's collecting system info. This will probably take an hour, in which, if it is, I'm going to kill it right away and call this video an end. Yeah, so I play pinball. You'll see other videos. Right, here we go. Steel Nomad Lite. Graphics test. Fans definitely picked up a little bit, but this is the other thing about One X Fly stuff. It is very human ears friendly. I can't stand, like, you. Actually, the pinball machine that my filming rig's on, you might have just heard it fire up a fan. It comes on when it needs to, but actually in all the games I typically replace the fan with a PC one that's quiet. There's nothing worse than that that kind of setup of, this looks beautiful, doesn't it? That kind of setup of fan just drives you nuts, basically. And if you've got a wife or a significant other, they get pretty hacked off with that noise very quickly. So this is running. It's probably doing. Remember, this is on TGP 15. It's probably averaging out about 17 frames a second, but I'm probably not going to share the actual result for fear of it causing some sort of internet panic. But as you can see, that looks beautiful. Struggling a little bit there, but again, if I put the TGP up, it'll probably fix that. If I power it up, plug it in, it'll do it. But I just wanted to give this a quick test, make sure it was all working well. There you go. It has run that benchmark. Now, what other benchmarks can I run? Can I run anything else? Yeah, so I'm not showing that, not because I don't want to show it, but because it's not set up properly. Yeah, so that is because I haven't got the one I was wanting to run would be Time Spy, but it's not going to let me do that. Anyway, that's the One X Fly. I'll give you another quick look at it. Beautiful piece of kit. This is the AMD version that One X have just released, available on their website or on Indiegogo. If you're a gamer, this is a great piece of kit for you, especially if you have to do a bit of laptop work. You don't have to carry two things, although I'm a Mac user from a PC point of view, so I end up with two laptops anyway. But you fold it up, you stick that in your case, and you're good to go. And I've not got great eyesight, so this screen really does make a difference when you're playing, for me personally. I mean, look at that, it's beautiful. The colors are vibrant, the resolution's phenomenal. Resolution's probably too high. I'd love a 1080p version, but this is a bit bigger than that. But it just looks stunning, and I need to set the time zone right. So with that, I'm Onexplayer. I hope you liked this. Subscribe, thumbs up, give me any feedback, any other kind of gadget you want to see reviewed, or I'm not like a Dave 2D where I'm putting stuff in the fridge to review it. I'm just a regular Joe, just trying to give you my take. This is great kind of form factor for playing. And I personally recommend this. There's other stuff out there, so take multiple views, but the X1 AMD and even the Intel version, I think's also good. If there's one to pick up, I think there might be a few Intel ones up for cheap grab second hand. I'm keeping mine because I've got a use for it in terms of streaming. But great job, Onexplayer. Keep doing what you do. Speak soon and goodbye. That was a review of an initial impressions, hands-on, I'm going to call it a review of the AMD version of the Onexplayer. Hope you liked it. See you on the next one.